We want to be able to do that first before we then start moving into reprocessing the trauma. And but there's a whole, there's a whole 8-phase, 7-phase, 8-phase protocol. Yeah.
So in the context of a surprise pregnancy loss,
Mm-hmm.
a miscarriage from out of nowhere, or a stillbirth, those types of...
And how shocking.
Yeah. And how would EMDR help with something like that?
Is in being able to access the trauma. It's all the emotions that it triggers, and also identifying all of the what we call maladaptive attachment wounds that we learn of. You know what? I just need to not say anything, which taps into a lot of old learning.
I learned to just be quiet.
Yes.
Or something like that. If I say anything, I'm going to get in trouble.
Exactly. Exactly. So getting them to really be able to identify, when did you feel like that before? And in being able to hold that, as well as what's the positive, what we call positive cognition, that I don't have to be strong. Actually, I have one is negative, can be, I have to be strong, which means I have to bury all of this pain. Versus, it's okay for me to talk about my grief. It's okay for me to have all these feelings.
Even as you
gentle.
Even as you said it, when you said, I have to be strong, because you're such an empath, when you said, I have to be strong, your voice was cracking.
Yep.
And then you switched into, but I have a choice, or whatever the other thing you said that was expansive.
Isn't that beautiful?
And your throat chakra opened up. This is the beauty of working with you. The nuances, right? The nuances of grief. To address the multiple many wounds that are there is through conversation, through empowerment, through giving patients tools, identifying that a loss even occurred. One other thing I wanted to talk about is the idea of how to address when they don't get the happy ending. And it's kind of where I want to wrap up the episode, but it's so frequent in my work. If I'm working on a case and they're trying and we're getting them ready for IVF, and there's a number of embryos, and we're going to go through those embryos either until it works, hopefully it works, and sometimes it doesn't work. But how can we address this idea that really what they're striving for, they've ascribed the meaning of a happy ending to having a baby or becoming a parent. So that is really what the grief work is about. It's like to not go too far out into the future, to think that that's where the happy ending is waiting.
Right. So, I think that there's so much tied in. There's so many different other losses. There's loss of identity as a parent or a parent to be. Or loss of identity of a parent of more than one child, and which is about that loss of identity. There's also, people can get stuck on the relationship, and what did they wish had been different in that relationship, and then they can also get stuck on the event that happened. And actually that work is from Bob Niemeyer's work of creating meaning, and looking at where is the person stuck. And I don't think that is just one area that we can help them with, but that identity, and how to be able to walk through that with support, with creating safety, with being able to address and verbalize, but actually more acknowledge all of all of the hopes and dreams that didn't get met, that we hold on to, often without even knowing that we're holding on to it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And can go and feel even more desperate, but it has to look this way, and lose the meaning of, wait a minute, what's the meaning of what journey that you're on? And we're very goal oriented, especially in the Western world. Mm-hmm. And so it's like, but I've got to get to here. Mm-hmm. And so being able to help people be able to create new meaning and be able to create new ways of relating and connecting.
Mm-hmm. For you, having a 9-year fertility journey, mm-hmm. that led to you being this very nurturing therapist, counselor, queen of grief. You have these dogs, you have their full practice.
Which doesn't mean that I don't have times that I'm very sad.
Right.
Which doesn't mean that that, you know, I don't do parenting classes. Mm-hmm. Why would I do parenting classes? Because I don't understand. I don't know what that's like in my heart.
Yeah.
When I see a movie or a show that shows the birth of a baby, I still get teary. It still moves my heart, which doesn't mean that I'm not, quote, over, my grief. I think we have to really look at how we language that.
That's why this whole idea of a happy ending,
right?
It changes all the time. Mm-hmm. And one day you can feel like, oh, that was how our path unfolded, and we are happy despite how it happened. We're happy enough, or we're happy over here. We thought we were going over here, and we're over here now. And I'm going to consciously choose to be happy enough. And if feelings of sad come in, that's okay, and that is normal and natural.
Well, we equate "are you okay"
with you ecstatic?
There must be something wrong, right? So you can only be okay if you're happy and sad and happy and glad and joyful, right? Right. It's like, why isn't being teary and sad or down, why is that not okay?
Yeah. Why does that mean that it wasn't a happy ending?
Yeah.
If we still have some feelings or lingering, or find ourselves thinking, daydreaming how it could have been.
Yeah. You look at, I love Megan Devine's work in her book of It's Okay That You're Not Okay.
Right.
Which is beautiful.
Right.
Yeah.
It might be that you just end up losing less time or energy to it.
I think we reinvest the energy
into some other dream.
Yeah. Yeah. It's about reintegrating